everybody, and welcome to a Market Pulse for June 19th, Market Pulse of 2026. Hope you're doing well. Got an interesting week going on out there. We've got some green markets happening, where we just are in the first day of a green market here. And now today I'm recording this on a holiday, Juneteenth. Hope you're having a great holiday. But the market's closed, and that means no juice for today. Anyway, you probably should want to take a look at what's happening out there. So let me at least share a couple of screens with you and hopefully see if I can find one of those. How about this one right here? And this is the market timing indicator. This is part of our Cashflow IQ AI program that shows you how to trade covered calls, but we use AI. I think we're the only company out there using AI to kind of support what we do in covered calls. Covered calls is all about the juice and the income, and that's probably why you're here watching. In any case, I want to just bring you up to speed on what we've got going on. We've got the first day of a green market. You can see the traffic light is here. It was yellow, and if I scroll down, you can see here that we've been yellow and red for a week. And if you've been in the market, you know that it's kind of flat. It's not really going up, even though we're kind of touching the all-time highs. It's just there's not a lot of excitement in the market. We got wars, we got oil prices, we got the Fed, we've got all these same things we always have. But markets seem to be climbing a wall of worry. They're just not climbing it like Spider-Man. Okay, so let me stop that share, and I'm going to now share another set of screens so we can go through our market stuff. So let's take a look. By the way, last week was SpaceX. I'll talk about SpaceX in a bit. But you can see that this is the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ kind of bounced along its 50-day moving average, gapped up 4 days ago, and then it's kind of trending upward-ish, not very fast, but right now we had that volume on Thursday, yesterday, and so we're trying to move up back to the all-time highs. We'll see if we can get there. If you look at the SPY, you're going to be looking something that's pretty darn similar, almost looks like the same chart. And then we'll go to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which seems to be stronger than all the other averages out there. That's not correct. Let's go to this DJIA. I don't know why they come up differently. But anyway, you can see it's just off its all-time high yesterday, and it's still doing okay. And then I always like to look at the New York Stock Exchange Index because that's a very broad index. Had a rough day yesterday, closed at its low, but it's above that today on good volume. So overall, the markets seem to be doing okay. I wouldn't say they're awesome, but it is a green market. And what green markets mean, you have to pay attention. And the students that I teach, we talk about how in the beginning of a green market, you got to get involved in the stock market because they're not always bull markets, but when you don't have a green market, that's when you don't really get a bull market. When you do, the chances are the probabilities are higher. So something I always tell everybody, and the reason I talk about the market timing every week is because I think it is important. And yeah, if you want to just be a buy and hold investor and buy for 20 years, maybe it doesn't matter. But for us, where we're looking at trying to trade relative strength and high probabilities, we think the market is important. Let's take a look at the VIX. This is our panic index. And the VIX is actually doing pretty well. You can see the VIX is coming lower around the 16 area. That's kind of quiet, which is what we like when it comes to the VIX as general market participants. Now, let's talk about Apple. So I've got a little bit of Apple. If I can type here, Apple, come on. All right, so we got some Apple going on here. Now, you look at this. This is very not bad, right? This is a nice uptrend. I've got some. It's pulled back 3 days on high volume, and now it's trying to rebuild that pullback. But it's still in the buy zone, and it's still something that I believe Apple's probably going to do stuff right for a long time. And they got a new CEO coming in and all that kind of stuff. So Apple to me looks pretty good. But let's take a look at Nvidia. To me, I'm kind of waving the flag a little bit on this for the company that's supposed to be leading us through this AI. And the company that's the worth the most of any other companies, $5.1 trillion. It sure doesn't seem to be trading that well. Now it is along its 50-day moving average, but it should be like at its all-time highs if AI is going to be the future. So this is something you got to keep an eye on, and not in a good way. So watch out for that. I mean, you would think that it would look something like SanDisk, SNDK. SanDisk. Look at this chart. Come on. Boom, right? All-time high. This is the picks and shovels play because in order to have good AI, you have to have lots of chips and lots of energy and data centers, and that's what's going on. That's the play right now. How long will it be the play? I don't know. But the fact that Nvidia is not leading us out of this, and that SanDisk is in there, says, okay, there's interesting rotation going on in the AI play. But nonetheless, SanDisk, boy, has gone up from 264 all the way up to 2200. So this has been what a great ride on this one. But look at all the other ones. Look at Micron doing something similar. Micron coming up from 128 at the beginning of this chart. Now it's sitting here at 1133. Micron, like where did that come from, right? And then you could look at AMD doing the same thing. AMD is a chip manufacturer, and they're just a little bit off their all-time high. Intel, which the government took a position in a few months ago, now trading at its all-time, or maybe it's high on this chart because it's been around a long time and it had its heyday in the 90s. But it's coming back, right? And you're looking at this, it's making a double top here. It looks really strong with a 99 relative strength. You gotta pay attention to that. So that's what's going on there. Let's take a look at some of the other share stocks. Speaking of energy and this interesting play, this is not quite energy. This is more aerospace. But GE, I've been talking about it for a couple of months, and it's come back off of a of this top of this V on a double bottom pattern. And now it's shot right up, has a big gap up there. And it's, the double bottom started at 319, and here we are at 357. And so I've got a position in this one, and I'm pretty glad I do right now. It's not a buy right now. It's a little bit of a chase out of this spot down here, but it is performing well. And now the relative strength is starting to rise really well on that. You look at a company like BE, which is Bloom Energy. These guys are at an all-time high, and this energy sector has really taken off, and it's doing well. And Bloom has got an interesting kind of a renewable angle on energy production for data centers, and so that's why it's doing well. Look at that beautiful candle on Thursday, just good stuff, right? And then one I'll point you to is this small footprint nuclear company called Oklo, and you got to be surprised. The stock was well over 150, a few months ago, and now the stock is, sitting around $60. And they make small footprint nuclear reactors. I don't know if they're going to put them by your house, but they will put them by a factory because they don't need a gigantic 3 Mile Island kind of thing. They could just put these small footprint nuclear reactors and help you make power and run your data center. And that's the play. But maybe this is a lagging thing. It had its heyday here, but probably because they just haven't figured out a way to make money yet. All right, let's look at some of the big Mag 7s here. Amazon is, kind of okay. It's got kind of weak relative strength rating at 61. It's trading below its 50. Not a lot of good things happen when a stock goes below its 50. Microsoft, you might think Microsoft is amazing, but boy, I can tell you it just hasn't been a good stock for a long time. It's been under death cross since the beginning of the year, and it's now trading under its 200 and under its 50. Not a lot of good things going on with Microsoft. Google, however, is probably one of the top 3 AI plays. Google's having a little trouble, but hanging around their 50-day moving average, not quite as bad as the other two. And then I will look at Meta. They're trying to be an AI company, but the chart is basically saying that the street's not buying that. And maybe they got some good AI stuff going on, and Zuckerberg is not a dummy. But I just don't think, when you think of AI, nobody's talking about Meta and all the great things they're doing for AI. They talk about Nvidia, they talk about OpenAI, they talk about Anthropic. They're even talking about Grok and SpaceX, which owns XAI. So I just don't hear Meta being mentioned. And I'm pretty heavily into AI these days, incorporating it into a lot of areas of my operations. So something to pay attention for sure. Taking a look at something called MicroStrategy. Now, you could see this chart has been really lousy. It went up like from 104. Sorry, that's Microsoft. How about MSTR? Let's try that. Still can't type. MSTR. Yes. Okay, so look at MicroStrategy here. Went all the way down to a low earlier this year of 104, and then built all the way back up to 197. That's a pretty good increase. It's almost 100%. And then it's back down in the last couple of months, and it kind of back down to 112, almost all the way back down to that low. And there's some weird stuff going on in Bitcoin. Is it being suppressed? Is it being played with? Are there too many derivatives on it? Is it a Ponzi scheme? There's all those questions. I'm still a big believer in Bitcoin. It's just you look at strategy, and it's been under this 50-day moving average for a long time. Well, mostly under the 200-day moving average for a very long time, and then 50-day moving average for a long time. Finally made it back above it, but now it can't hold it for the last month. So a lot of volume on Friday bringing us down to this 112. And by the way, they have a dividend preferred stock that pays about 11.5 nominally, and that was gone from 100 down to it hit actually 82 in trading yesterday. And I think it closed at 89. It's called Stretch, STRC. And, if you're looking for a dividend stock, that's something to take a look at. But right now, it's basically trades kind of with Bitcoin and the faith in Bitcoin. And, if they're having trouble with that faith, that's where the come down has happened. And when that happens, it makes your effective yield go up, right? If at 100, you're getting an 11.25%, 11.5% yield, when it goes down to 90, now you're getting an effective yield that's quite a bit higher than that. So could be a chance to buy into some of that and pick up a higher yield. We're not talking about a 4 or 5% yield. We're talking about 11, 12, 13% effective yield. And now you're starting to pay, make people pay attention if that thing indeed can pay its dividend. So we will leave it there. Thanks for joining me on this holiday Friday, June 19th, 2026. Thanks for being here. I hope you're getting something out of it. Look, it's just about putting the dots together, right? You look at your phone, it's not just one or two dots that makes up the picture. It's a ton of dots. And if I could just provide a few of those, great. I know you have other sources as well, but thanks for joining me. By the way, just a quick announcement. I have a live program starting July 22nd, I want to say. It's called the Income Accelerator. There's going to be a link underneath this. It's 4 weeks live with me, Wednesday nights for, an hour or two, and we'll hang out. We'll talk about covered calls and how you can create income from that on a consistent basis. But I look forward to having you there. If you're interested, go catch the early bird special that we're having and register. You'll see the link at the bottom, and I hope to see you there. If not, thanks for joining me here, and I'll see you next week. Take care.